Welcome to the Sydney Property Muppets podcast. My name is Kurt. I'm the real estate agent, and with me forever is
Chris, the buyer's agent. You're looking great today, Kurt. Looking amazing, stunning,
thank you very much, Chris. I struggle to take compliments, but I'll accept it. So thank you.
Jez behind, he said from a HR standpoint that was kosher, so I went with it.
I'm starting to think double standards, mate.
Oh mate, just throw it out there. Who cares? Jez is on my side. Pet peeves, great episode. As we say, we basically record 4 episodes in one evening. This is the 4th of that.
So this is the third.
This is the 4th. We love to go a beer in hand to celebrate the evening.
Crack it.
Okay.
Lovely. Cheers, Chrissy boy.
And then we can sort of go through our pet peeves.
Cheers to you at home.
If you're driving, don't do this.
Unless it's ginger beer.
Correct. Pet peeves. So it could be about the industry, could be about things going on, could be about the world. I'm very property centric. What's your pet peeve of the week?
Pet peeve is that I'm a Muppet.
That's just your lifestyle choice.
No, just last time we did pet peeves, for some reason I decided to bully myself.
You battered yourself in. I listened to it back. I'm like, I don't know why you went so hard.
I don't know why either.
It was weird.
But anyway, my pet peeve is potential sellers when they don't make sense.
Okay, what do you mean by that don't make sense?
When they say one thing and you overcome that objection, that obstacle, and then they still don't get it. What do
you mean? Give me an example. What's going on? Maybe not linear, but maybe not micro, but you come and present, you do a proposal.
When you know the client,
yes,
or you know the to-be client, and you know they're a bit price sensitive.
Okay, cool. Yep.
Not in terms of house dollar figure, but spending the budget on whatever
marketing
it is.
Costs.
All that, even our fee. So you come in and you present a marketing schedule, but you put some thought into it because you're like, do you know what? I'm going to take off REA because that's going to be one of them, REA or domain, take off one. Instead of maybe doing 3 times 1,000 DLs or 2 times, you drop it down 1.
I see.
So DL the drops.
Yep.
Maybe instead of doing the more expensive marketing package, you might do less photos or... So just tweak some things.
Okay.
And then while you're in the meeting and you're discussing, you always say, look, this is not finite. This is just our essential package.
Yep.
We can definitely add here or there.
Okay.
So the lady goes,
right.
I'm just going to use it. It's easy to say the lady or the man. They were like, this is quite cheap. Like, where's REA?
You're missing stuff.
Yeah, you're missing stuff. And I'm like, well, we explained, we were aware you were a bit tight on budget.
And we said we're going to take things out to alleviate
exactly.
That. But I'm assuming you said happy to come back and...
And she was like, yep, organise time to come back. And we double checked, do you want the works? And she was like, give me the works.
So works is like domain and REA, it's like drone shots,
video,
photos.
because we talked...
And I know the jargon.
You know the jargon. So we come back a week later and then we get questioned why it's so expensive.
Yes, okay.
So you can understand the confusion. We've gone from it being not as expensive, but there haven't been things in it, and we've explained it through.
Add them all in.
And they've been like, add them all in. And we clarify, about a 10 to 15 minute clarification.
Yeah, because it's not just simple going back and forth. But let's be honest, are you a bit peeved off just because you didn't get the listing at the end of the day? Is that sort of what this is coming to?
To be honest, no.
Surely.
This particular incident was probably the first time I was happy to walk away.
Right, okay.
To a point where we had room to take on more clients, and it's always good because it was multi-million-dollar listing.
Property, yep, it's good to sell. But to not have that headache was better than having it.
Well, that headache was that minor thing there, the small thing, was a reflection of how troublesome is this campaign going to be.
Yeah, I say that. I have that sometimes with clients, potential clients that I walk away from. I had one recently actually where I sat down and I explained everything I did, talked it through, and I described this is the next steps. And these are the 4 next steps. And the next day I get a message, basically not ignoring those 4 steps, but basically asking me what's the next step. And I'm like, okay, no problem. Picked up the phone, talked it through, went back to the email. These are the next 4 steps. Didn't hear from this lady for about a week. And then when I did finally hear back, she said, why haven't you sent me any properties as of yet? We hadn't even signed an agreement. We hadn't agreed. She hadn't documented to agree to the brief. But in her mind, she's kind of assuming that I'm already starting to work for her. And I'm like, no. So again, like you, I was very happy not to get that business.
To take it on. Now, once again, to caveat this episode is this is a bit tongue in cheek at the same time as well. It's like, yeah.
We work with all sorts. There's definitely not an issue with people coming up with obstacles and us working around the obstacles and still forming a great relationship. Actually, I think sometimes it's the best relationships, working relationship you can have, where during the pitch they've thrown you a curveball and you've been able to adapt and get around it, or not adapt around it, but adapt to it. And they're like, you're the person I want to go with because I can see these elements. My pet peeve, we've touched on it before, I'm going to talk about it again, is guide prices. And I know we've harped on, we've even had pure episodes based on it.
Don't look at me, mate.
Well, I will, but that's only because of your beautiful blue eyes. Guide prices in Sydney, I think it's just a systemic culture, 20 years, 25 years. I see it multiple times, and I get this part of it. I've said before, I'm not grateful for it, but I get business for it, so it's kind of a good thing. But I've got a client this week. She's like, she's a potential client. She went to an auction. They were guiding 1.2. She told the agent beforehand, I've got 1.25 to spend. Basically, like, should I come? She's probably a bit too transparent. But said, I've got 1.2. I'll definitely come. And it sold for 1.52. And she said within the first 2 bids, it was beyond my level. And she's like, what's going on here? Why is this the case? And agents going, I'm as surprised as you are. Not true, isn't it what they said? But like, and so there's just my pet peeve. And it's great for me because I see guide prices and I educate my clients saying it's going to be here. But the amount of people who don't have a buyer's agent or aren't experienced enough in terms of property, believing, and I'm not saying you, Kurt, but I'm saying there are lots of time where guide prices are almost fictitious with where the sale price is.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm a bit disillusioned by it all, a bit frustrated by it. Yep. So it's a pet peeve episode. Talk about pet peeves.
Pet peeve. Do you reckon I could a solution on the spot?
Go for it.
I'll take solutions. So in Queensland, you are not allowed to say a price.
Correct.
That is true. So you're not allowed to say a price. I potentially think if you can't afford a buyer's agent, if you can't afford someone who has an idea, is to, regardless of the guide price, is trying to look at this property and see what its value is actually worth and what you're willing to pay.
Yep. How does it solve it?
That's a great question. It's working.
Well, there's places, like not all of China, place in China, you list the property price and that's the price it's got to be sold for. There is no negotiations on price. It sounds bizarre because we're in Sydney, and part of the reason we do it is when people buy a property, they love this in a way because they want their price to go. And I'm talking, they want the price to go up and up and up. So if a property nearby sold for $2 million, and even if you guide yours for $2 million, you're likely to get 2.1, 2.2 because the prices go up and up and up. Yeah. So as owners, once you buy a property, you're like, it's so annoying, but I'm kind of thankful for it. But when you're buying a property, it's the thing you get most disillusioned with.
Yeah. I think, where I was coming from with that is when people complain about prices going up or a guide price and it goes way over, but like people keep bidding over and over. And I think that's the part where I'm just like, well, don't be emotionally smart. If a property has gone way over the guide price, you can be annoyed that you might have wasted your time.
Yep.
But it's also a little bit of like, it's hard to curb at the same time.
Agreed. Look, I think
that's probably more where I was trying to head with that.
There's various legislation that could come in. One that I thought of today was if there's 10 registered bidders, the guide price has to be increased. Because I think if there's 10 registered bidders...
Now, here's the question. By how much are we basing it on? A dollar figure? Are we basing it on a percentage?
I don't know. There's also part of me going, I wish government had a bunch of valuers who, when agent went to list a property, the valuers go, you have to list at this price. But there's just too much data and too much going on for the government to afford to have a team just doing that all day.
And I think the issue you're going to have is, yes, as a buyer, you can be frustrated about it. But I guarantee you, like sellers...
I said, I get it.
They want it. Yeah. So
I want it. All right. A couple of pet peeves like that one. It's good episode. I like this fun.
Also because I roll on and forget where I'm going with my point.
That's every episode. How soon is too soon? Right. 3 questions for you.
Who came up with this game, Chris?
You did. I love it. So when you meet somebody, how soon is too soon to buy a property together? Investment, own, property?
18 months.
18 months. How soon is too soon to get married?
1 month.
1 month to get married?
I think if you know, you know.
Okay. I'm scared of the next question. No, you can't. You can't defend
I
yourself.
love it. I can't defend Crystal.
How soon is too soon for kids? You say negative 9 months. It's going to get weird.
5 years.
Wow. So property 18 months, kid 5 years, married 1 month.
Yeah.
Dang. On that bombshell, drop the mic. My God. Who are you? I thought I knew you. Thank you for dropping by. Homework for the week. Love a comment. Chuck a comment underneath if you're listening on, watching on YouTube, Spotify, Apple. Put a comment. You want to say something?
No, I'm just laughing because the conversation we're about to have after this.
Oh, she's about to get wild. Let's crack open another beer and wish you all the best. Thanks for dropping by.
Cheers.